and welcome to the Room of Rock with Ted and I. Now this time in the Room of Rock we decided to feature our V130 vintage guitar, which is a double cutaway single P90 guitar. It's been featured in other videos, and as you'll know if you follow the channel, it isn't stock, so it's not really about particularly this guitar. It's more about that type of guitar, single pickup guitars. There's a lot of current interest with them, with things like the Harley Benton SC Junior and DC Junior, the double cut and single cut juniors, the vintage V130. When I did a video on this, it's proved to be one of the more popular videos I've done. So there's obviously a fair bit of interest in them. Before I got this, it was all a little bit of a mystery to me what they'd be like. So what we thought we'd do is, because they often get pigeonholed with like driven and overdrive sounds or distorted sounds, and we thought that we'd feature something a bit different. And in fact, we'd try and do a song featuring just all the guitar parts with one guitar, using just one lead and the Marshall JCM 900 that I've got. So effectively we got a single pickup guitar, we got one lead, and we got one amplifier. The amplifier you can't see, but I think there's a little picture of it up there somewhere, which is our 1x12 Marshall JCM 900 high gain dual reverb. All we did was use the clean and the dirty channel on the Marshall, so the clean channel. So, you know, I think considering they don't get played clean very often, you know, it's quite a pleasant clean sound. What I have done, I've rolled the tone back a bit. The tone's on about 5. So if I pull the tone right up, this is the sound you get. It's a little bit brighter and more glassy. And then the other sound we used for the song was the dirty channel on the Marshall, which is more like this. Which, as you can see, I'm not using an awful lot of gain there. It'll go a lot higher. I think the gain's set on the amp about just under halfway, so there's obviously more gain to go, but I wanted it to be more biting than out and out sort of driven. But responds well to picking dynamics, so you get a bit of leeway there. If you hit it quite hard, you get whereas if you back the volume back a bit. So basically all the guitar parts are recorded with just the one guitar, the one lead, the one amp. The only thing I did do was any reverb you hear, there's some from the amp actually, and there's a little bit maybe done in post, but that's mainly on the vocals, because we wanted it, rather than being instrumental, to be sit within a mix of a song, so it gives a truer representation of maybe what you could do with something like this if you were thinking, rather than thinking, oh, they're really limited. I mean, obviously you're not going to get that plummy neck pickup sound you get on a Les Paul or an SG, but there is, you know, they're a lot more versatile than people give them credit for. So if you're interested in that, hang around and see how we got on. as we always say here in the Room of Rock, if you like what we're doing, please think about giving us a thumbs up and maybe subscribing. Oh, and also give the little notification bell down there somewhere a bit of a click. Then you'll get notified when we do upload new videos. Now, the original idea had been for me to come up with the music for the song and Ted to write us some lyrics. Now, when Ted brought the lyrics to the table, they were a little bit out there, should we say. So they needed a little bit of modification, a little bit of love, so that people would make some sense of them, possibly. For example, Ted's idea for the chorus was originally this, if you can believe it. Ooh, my chihuahuas are giving me cold showers. Ooh, my chihuahuas, they rock. What? Ooh, my chihuahuas, they're giving me cold showers. Ooh, my chihuahuas, they rock. Say what? Which, as you can see, didn't make a lot of sense. Did to Ted, but not really to anyone else. So he needed a little bit of guidance on that. Anyway, hang around, see what we come up with.
Door slam, she's leaving. He said you're running away. She looks over her shoulder. There's nothing left there to say. You think I'll cry my heart out. You never knew me anyway. She straps a bag on her backseat, fires up her BSA. The plot thickens, her pulse quickens, her stomach sickens, she's on her way. Her mind's pacing, her heart's racing. The fact she's facing, she just can't stay. She pushes on in the darkness, her determination guides her way. She punched a hole in the night time. She knew she couldn't stay. You can't live your life in all your yesterdays. Not sure where she's going, she had to break away. The plot thickens, her pulse quickens, her stomach sickens, she's on her way. Her mind pacing, her heart racing. The fact she's facing, she just can't stay. She rents herself an apartment, somewhere she can breathe, a place to contemplate life now, place to feel free. Day by day gets easier as the sun starts to reveal. As time passes along now, she feels her soul heal. I just gotta live my life. I just gotta do what I feel right. thickens, her pulse quickens, her stomach sickens, she's on her way. Her mind pacing, her heart racing, the fact she's facing, she just can't stay. She shuts the door, she's leaving to take some time away. She looks over her shoulder, what can she say? She's made herself a new life here, for her and her fiancé. She loads up her companion, rides off in the day. The plot thickens, her pulse quickens, her stomach sickens, she's on her way. Her mind pacing, her heart racing, the fact she's facing, she just can't stay. The plot thickens, her pulse quickens, her stomach sickens, she's on her way. Her mind pacing, her heart racing, the fact she's facing, she just can't stay.
Well, as a little side note to this video, I've actually become quite attached to this here vintage V130. It's not standard, so it's not anything like a review of the guitar, and there's videos out there I've done showing what I've done to the guitar. And it was a troubled start. This is actually the third guitar I received. The first two I sent back. And to be honest, this one I eventually got discounted due to poor setup and that. So it still was far from perfect, but after I put a bit of effort into fret dressing it and that and setting it up, it's now a very nice guitar and very enjoyable. Anyway, we'll see you again soon in the Room of Rock with Ted and I.